Well, affiliation is the initial spark for group formation. It's interpersonal attraction that allows groups to endure over time. Attraction draws people together, fostering relationships that are crucial for group development and sustainability. Social psychologists have extensively studied the factors that drive it, focusing primarily on attitudes toward others. They've identified several variables that consistently influence group formation, including proximity, familiarity, similarity, reciprocity, minimax, and physical attractiveness. Notably, each principle may individually contribute, but it's often the combination of multiple factors that ultimately leads to strong bonds between two or more people. Now let's learn how these principles increase the likelihood of relationship formation. The proximity principle suggests we tend to form relationships with people who are physically close to us. Research has shown that we're more likely to form friendships with people sitting near us, such as in a classroom or at a nearby table, rather than with those farther away. Similarly, studies have found that college students tend to date people who live closer to them, rather than those who live farther away. This proximity effect can be attributed to the familiarity principle, which says we tend to prefer familiar things over unfamiliar ones, as our brains associate familiarity with safety and pleasantness. This is reinforced by the mere exposure effect, which states that we come to like a stimulus more when we're exposed to it frequently. Increased interaction can therefore increase attraction. For instance, we tend to prefer familiar songs, people, and places over new ones. This phenomenon occurs even when we're not consciously aware of it, because our brains can learn to associate familiar stimuli with pleasantness in just milliseconds, like after watching a brief commercial. The similarity principle says we tend to form connections with others who share similar characteristics, demographics, attitudes, physical attributes, or experiences. Research has consistently shown that individuals are more likely to be drawn to those who are similar to themselves. This phenomenon is often described as birds of a feather flock together, and it leads to the formation of homogeneous groups composed of similar individuals. Contrary to popular belief, there's limited evidence to support the notion that opposites attract. Scholars concur that we're drawn to individuals with whom we perceive a rewarding relationship. The minimax principle suggests that we tend to favor relationships that balance costs and maximize rewards. Rewards might include companionship, self-esteem boosts, social support, stability, and enjoyment. Conversely, costs can include investments of time, energy, money, and emotional anxiety. According to social exchange theory, we're driven by the desire for rewarding, cost-effective relationships. That is, relationships providing high rewards and low costs are more likely to be satisfying and enduring. The decision to join a relationship involves two crucial factors. The diagram illustrates this process. We start by assessing the relationship's rewards and costs, and then compare this reality with our expected outcomes, or comparison level. This level serves as our benchmark for evaluating relationships, and it's shaped by our past experiences. So, individuals who have had positive experiences in previous relationships often have higher comparison levels than those who have had fewer rewards and more costs. The second stage involves assessing our satisfaction, comparing our current relationship to potential alternatives, and considering the investments we've already made. This assessment is influenced by our comparison level for alternatives, which represents our expectations of rewards in alternative relationships. Serving as a benchmark against which we evaluate other relationships, it can significantly impact our commitment levels. Individuals with high levels tend to be less committed to their current relationships because they anticipate finding better rewards elsewhere. The reciprocity principle says we tend to reciprocate others' actions by giving back what we receive. It assumes we prefer balanced relationships. So, when we give more, we expect more in return, and vice versa. As a result, we're often attracted to people who demonstrate their attraction to us, as this confirms our own feelings and creates a sense of mutual exchange. The bias for beauty is another factor that influences attraction. It says we tend to react more favorably to physically attractive individuals than those who aren't. One reason is associating with attractive people boosts our self-esteem, making us feel more desirable and valued. Alternatively, we sometimes think physical attractiveness equates to other desirable qualities, such as high intelligence, a sense of humor, and confidence. This perpetuates the "what is beautiful is good" stereotype, which is shaped by cultural norms and values. While attractive individuals may have more social connections and a more active social life, research suggests there's no direct correlation between physical appearance and measures of health, happiness, intelligence, personality, or self-esteem. While some facial features are inherently more attractive, whether we rate a face as attractive depends on a combination of factors, including youthfulness, symmetry, and smoothness of the skin. Studies have also shown that people across different ages and cultures tend to agree on what makes a face attractive. Babies as young as a few months old show preference for faces that are also rated by adults as being highly attractive. However, other research supports the notion that beauty is subjective and culturally relative, pointing to the fact that standards of beauty vary widely across cultures and age groups. That is, what's thought to be beautiful in the USA is different from what's thought to be beautiful in other countries.